Hi, guys. Welcome to Para Women Radio. I'm Amy. Join us tonight. Join us tonight on the Highly Strange Days podcast, where as we embark on a chilling journey into the infamous New York WildWood Sanitarium, as seen on Paranormal Lockdown. Are you brave enough to embrace the eerie mysteries that linger within these haunted hospital walls? Prepare to be both terrified and mesmerized. If you weren't already a believer in the supernatural, you will be on this episode of Highly Strange Days. I'm going to roll some credits while we wait for the rest of the Soulful Sundays crew to roll in. Shannon's not going to be able to be with us today, but I do have our guest in the wings. So we'll be right back with Parawoman Radio. Hey guys, welcome to Highly Strange Days. I'm Amy.
And I'm Shannon.
Carefully strumming this old guitar, words rolling out into the fire. Never ask why my heart burned blue. Here in the haze where you inspire me. Here in the darkness I hear my cue. Time to find some solitude. Here where my soul bleeds openly, deep in the heart of sin and you. Here in the blue, I'm falling deep into you.
On the outskirts of Salamanca, New York, is an old stone building that dates back to at least the late 1800s. At first appearance, it appears to be a quaint old home and is one of the oldest and longest standing buildings in the area. This old building has changed hands early in its life, becoming a sanitarium and bathhouse. Then it was forced to become a tuberculosis center. Death and despair became common in the building, and today it seems to have a life and energy of its own.
What is up, my booze, my loves, my friends, my family? Okay, so I'm getting ready to jet off and say goodbye to the amazing WildWood Sanitarium. But first, I thought I'd give you guys a real quick sneak peek if you haven't been here before. Now, one thing that's really cool is that there's actually a discount code right now. If you use Be Like Bree, you get $100 off your weeknight booking. So I'm going to flip the camera around and we're going to take a real quick walk through, show you guys this amazing location, and then I got to get my butt back to Fort Wayne, back to Nick, and tomorrow we go get Ellie. So let me flip this around and give you guys a tour. All right. So if you've been here before, you know that this had a completely different layout. Oh, I can't forget my chips and coffee. So this week, Zach actually came over twice and was gracious enough to help me out with doing some new layout with the furniture, make it a little bit bigger, do some spring cleaning. So check it out, you guys. We've got the full history of WildWood now up on the wall. So exciting. You guys, this is an amazing place. So kitchen. You guys, this is actually very much like an Airbnb. You can have your Friendsgiving here. You could have a birthday party. There's a back deck with a fire pit outside, just right out here. So you can have all kinds of really cool activities here. You don't have to book WildWood. just for an investigation. It's a fully functional kitchen. There's even now we've installed a coffee bar. So you've got all your utensils, there's pots and pans, there's coffee cups. You guys, there's everything you can eat. You've got your fridge. Make sure when you come though that you do separate your cans and your plastic bottles, please. There is recycling here in New York. A lot of people don't realize that. So you've got your first floor bedroom. There is a fully functional bathroom down here too. So you guys, like I said, this is basically like an Airbnb, but what's cool is it's got that spooky vibe to it. Now, I know that we said that we were going to do a doll room challenge, and we are still going to be doing a doll room challenge, and I will get to that when I get to that room. So you've got Tommy's room right here. And now, you guys, we have a fully functional library, which is really exciting. And there's just a walk. Got your seance room, which if you watched Remotely Paranormal, you hopefully heard, the disembodied voices that came through while I was under Estes sitting in the chair over there. If you haven't watched it, make sure you go back to watch it. Spooky Raggedy Ann and Andy dolls that you can sleep in between. And we've got our doll room. But take a look. If you're scared of dolls, this room probably isn't for you. Or maybe it is with a challenge.
And if you're not subscribed, why are you not subscribed? I would really, really, really love to have you as a power subscriber. If you really like my content, be sure to become a Dragonfly, and that's our membership, and it's $2.99 a month. I release all my videos early. We have special emojis over in the chat room. I kind of share things ahead of time with my Dragonflies, and I go live sometimes just for the Dragonflies. It's a way that I can support you guys and give you more content, and it's a way for you to support our channel. It's $2.99 a month, and I would love to have you. It is. It's only $2.99 a month, and we would love to have you as a Dragonfly. And as you can see, we're going to be talking about the very haunted WildWood Sanitarium tonight. Shannon can't make it. She's the co-host, so it's going to be me. And with me, I have the owners of WildWood, Brooke and Zachary. Hi, guys. How are you?
Hi, good.
Hey, good. How about you?
Pretty good. I'm really excited to talk to you tonight about your WildWood Sanitarium.
Yeah, we're super excited too.
Yeah, we're definitely excited.
You know, you hear about the sanitariums, the more popular sanitariums, but you don't hear, I'd never heard of WildWood before. How long have you owned WildWood?
You want me to go? Okay, so her mother actually originally purchased it 7 years ago, and we got it from her a little over, about like 3 years ago?
2 years.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Two and a half.
2 years in February.
Yeah, two years of February. And it's always been like a family project for her though, and I hopped on into it 4 years ago when I got with her. And it's always been her family's thing pretty much ever since her mother got it. It's been a restoration project since when they first got the building. It was in pretty rough shape, and over time we've been pretty much fixing it up with people coming and do history tours, and they'll come and do overnight investigations and daytime investigations. That money goes to helping fund and keep the place going.
Yeah, I had no idea it was so popular, because when I was doing my research, there is just lots of videos, a lot of creators talking about it. It seemed like there were a lot of people renting out the museum. Is it a museum now? Is that what it is?
Kind of like that, yeah.
Yeah, technically, I treat it like that. Like
Yeah.
I'll tell people that sometimes, because we do have a lot of things like on the walls. Like when I do the tours, we'll do the tours and we'll talk about like the history, and there'll be we have a whole lot of old objects there and stuff. So yeah, it's kind of like a museum really at this point, and there's a lot of history in, say, like, even so when you walk in, for example, there's the original like tiling on the floor, and it's all rough and beaten up and everything, and those are just some things that we don't plan on replacing, because that just adds the character of what that place was.
Yeah.
And like there's some things we want to restore to fully functioning condition, but like something like that, it just keeps what it was, like that shows the history of the building right there in itself. And if it's not dangerous, there's no reason to replace it. Is how we see that, like, because like that's just kind of how our idea on it. Like we're fixing up a lot of different things, but we don't want to remove the character of the building. That's the main idea.
Totally
Essentially.
understandable. So have you noticed, I have heard a lot that when you do restoration projects that the paranormal activity, well, first of all, let's take us back in time and tell us a little bit of the history of the property, and then we'll go into what haunts it.
Okay, history. So from we have on when the building was built, it was in 1900. That's what we have on the deed. Um, there's a lot of things that may actually even indicate that it was even built later than that. At some point that apparently sometimes when they didn't know exactly when buildings were built, they would just smack dates on it like that. And we've even looked into some things recently, and I've actually found reason to believe that is definitely older than 1900 because I actually have not found that in actual work records. I'm gonna come out with a lot of stuff later on. I'm not really gonna talk about that right now, but I found a lot of really interesting things lately. I've been digging a lot into the previous owners and things like that. Um, it's a very interesting building though. So what we do have from people owning it is 1903. John Henderson, he actually purchased the building. That's what we have, and then uh, so he renovated it up until 1909 and opened up as this osteopathic private hospital. So both the doctors, he had Dr. Carol Perry, which was his lead physician, right? And they opened up as this osteopathic private hospital, and they were treating non-contagious diseases at first and alcoholism, and eventually later on, apparently treated tuberculosis. Because of the pandemic going on at the time, it was basically treated as an overflow facility, almost like there was like because there's at the time period there's a lot of hospitals that are overflowing. It was very bad in the pandemic, so there's a lot of smaller buildings that actually did take up a lot of these patients, and they pretty much just stayed as this. So they went from treating non-contagious diseases to contagious diseases, and they pretty much just stayed as that until eventually, from what we have at least on documentation, is that until the doctors passed away in 1941. That's from what we have. Um, and then after that, there's apartment phase, and then with a few different owners, and then to Brooks' family. There's a lot of like missing things though. We're still kind of putting a lot together. We're still finding out things. Like we just found out one of the nurses' names recently and things like that. And we're still looking into it heavily. Like honestly, like me and Lori, just like the other day, Brooke's mother, we were digging in more into things. We're trying to find more and more. It's like originally when Nick and Katrina came for Paranormal Lockdown, they found a lot of information and gave us a lot of the original information that we do have. Like they were the ones that originally dug up and found a lot of things and kind of got the ball rolling, helped get the ball rolling because they had a team that helped do a lot of this, and then we had other paranormal investigators help us, and it's just been over time a whole bunch of other people have feeding us information along with us looking for information.
So, you had Paranormal Lockdown come and visit. Did they contact you to come, or did you contact them?
They contacted us.
Yeah, that'd be a question for Brooke. I wasn't around during the Paranormal Lockdown. That was actually that would have been 6 years ago.
Yes, it's actually like super crazy. My mom closed on the building July 4th of 2017, and then literally like it was a month or two later, Paranormal Lockdown came. So at that point, I mean, we didn't even really investigate the building ourselves very much. So it was kind of cool to see what they got. And then in the episode, if you watch it, you see the famous mirror fall in the episode. And we actually still have that mirror in the front bedroom on the first floor. And it actually since has actually been thrown at someone. So now it's in its own display case so that it behaves. And Zach is doing a lot of the talking tonight too because I've been so sick.
Yeah, she's still very sick. I know, like I told you last week that she wasn't feeling well. She's still been very sick, but we didn't want to reschedule on you again. We didn't want to have to do that to you. Like, and like we both been kind of just fighting sicknesses. It's that time of the year for us, it's everything's getting all cold around here. We got snow over here, and
Yeah. Well, it is that time of year.
Yeah, our little ones are passing it to us too. They're going to school, and that's pretty much how all this started.
Well, do have a little clip from the paranormal lockdown that I
Oh,
want to
perfect.
show so
Mhm.
people
Sure.
can see what we're talking about.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Oops.
Oh, what happened? Oh,
Hold on a second. I don't know what happened. So is Lori your mother, Brooke?
Yeah, and
Okay.
that's me in the video. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, wow. 7 years. Okay, so it's
Yeah,
been a
7 years ago.
Yeah.
It was one. They were one of the first like groups to actually like come there.
Yeah.
Like it was like literally when they just bought the building. They were
That
like
must
one
have
of the
been
first
so
people.
exciting for you
Yeah.
guys. That
Yeah.
happened. Yeah. 2-hour investigation.
Yeah. You're gonna want to watch this part because this is the part with the mirror.
Okay, I'm gonna put it forward so that we don't see it. And everything that we view during this live, I will put in the show notes over on YouTube. We do this for fair play use. We'll stop and start things. We'll talk over it. We won't read everything. We won't watch everything. But this is for fair play use. Is to make everything good and juicy for everybody to want to go and watch at everybody's pages. And so we will be adding all the links to WildWood, to their Facebook page, to this segment. So you don't have to worry if you don't like when we stop and start things. I put the links for everything, you guys. So and we do this
Okay.
for fair play use. So so we're skipping over the mirror and you're moving up onto the second floor here. What's about to happen in the second floor?
I don't honestly remember. I haven't watched the episode in so long. I know like they got some really cool
Yeah,
EVPs
it's
and
been
stuff
a bit.
on the second floor because they actually invited us back to investigate with them.
Yeah, I know the one EVP Nick got in the doll room, and he got it says bring the toys back or something like
I don't
that.
think they put that in the
Oh,
episode.
they didn't put that in the
I don't
episode.
think they did.
Oh, I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, they
Yeah, I
did
just remember you telling me about that.
No, they did get that, but I don't
Okay.
think they put it
Okay,
in
I remember. I
the
just remember you
episode.
telling me about it then.
Yeah.
So they came back more than once.
No, so like they obviously didn't put everything they got in the episode, but they invited us back to investigate with them, like me and my mom.
Well,
and we got it during our little
Yeah,
investigation.
Nick has been there actually a few times. He actually came back not too long ago too to film for his new show Deathwalker too. Actually,
Yeah, that'll be
and
coming
that'll
out
come out.
anytime.
Yeah, it'll be coming out anytime soon as well. Too, anytime in the next few months. He said.
Encountered any of these ghosts that they're talking to? Any of the doctors?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's seen a full apparition of Dr. Henderson actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was my first experience in the house was actually seeing what we later found out was Dr. Henderson because we obviously when we bought the house we didn't know what he looked like and then later found pictures of him. Actually his college sent us his yearbook photo and that's how we got a picture of him. But yeah, I was like up on the second floor in Tommy's bedroom and I looked to my left because you get that feeling that someone's watching you. So I
Mhm.
turn to the left and I see a full man standing there in a nice like suit, top coat, and he had a shorter top hat on. And he
Mhm.
just looked at me, smiled at me, and then turned around and whistled as he walked away. And he was gone. And I called my mom up to come see like what the heck just happened, and no one was up there or anything, and it yeah, kind of freaked me out a little bit.
Did you live there when your mother first, you and she first bought it? Did you and her live there together?
No. Yeah,
No.
no. So we had never lived there or anything. It was bought as a paranormal research center. My mom and me have done paranormal stuff for almost 10 years now. She wasn't really like looking for a location. It was kind of one of those things that it was meant to happen and it did kind of thing. She never, I mean, her goal was never to own a location or any of that thing. Like we just investigated up in Buffalo, which is about an hour from us, like on the weekends, and we used to help run tours and different stuff like that. And then Wildwood just kind of forced itself on us, but it honestly we never regretted it. Like Wildwood is such an amazing place, and it's a huge part of our family and everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we've heard a lot of different things there too. The whistling thing, elaborating on what she was talking about. I've heard whistling on the third floor. I've heard that. I haven't seen Dr. Henderson like his apparition like personally. I haven't seen that, but I have heard whistling, which I believe was him. And then I've also heard like disembodied footsteps, disembodied coughing. I've heard all sorts of different things like that. I've heard my name be called there before. I've heard other people's names even there's been a lot of different things that have happened there over the years. Just even like only been there half the time, 4 years that they've like had it, and I've experienced so much ever since the first time I even came there. I if I remember the first time I came there and everything, the first time, and it's funny because the first time I actually came there is the first time I actually met Brooke too. Even like the first time we actually like met here and everything, and it's a big funny story. But like I remember going into the basement and we had like flashlights going and we had some like cat balls and all kinds of different equipment. All this equipment just going off like crazy. Like there was just so much happening that night, and like I honestly couldn't even believe it. Like what it was a very active night, and like I kind of just knew like a part of me too. Like I knew a part of me knew that there was gonna be something more for me in the future here because like after months later, me and Brooke got together. Like it's like probably like what 6 7 months after that,
Yeah, probably.
roughly around that. And like I knew that night, just something I felt like some kind of connection with the
Oh, so
building and
you went on an
With Brooke
investigation.
even like with Brooke too. I even like knew like that there was something with us in the future too. I could tell there was something gonna be there.
The building has a weird thing about it that it does that with people.
It
Like
does. It
it
does.
brings the people together
Brings
that
people
need
together.
to be
It
together.
does.
Like even teams, we've had teams add a new person on or whatever. Meet someone that they made connections with or just something. It always works out
It is very big.
in a
with that.
very good
Yeah,
way.
it brings
Yeah.
connections to people. It really does. Not even just like us. Like many people I've witnessed
Oh,
it
yeah.
many times
Yeah.
with like how she's saying like with teams and like just all kinds of different things. You name it, honestly.
So you two met each other while doing an investigation at WildWood? Is that where?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, yeah. Essentially, yeah.
That's interesting. That's different. You don't hear a love
Yeah.
story where people meet on a paranormal investigation all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got married there too.
We got married
so.
there too. Yeah, yeah. She gave me a history tour and everything, and
Yeah.
tell me all about the place and everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, we later got married there. Yeah.
That's really awesome.
Yeah.
Really quick, I want to say welcome to Jen Hollywood. I know that you were already a member, but you must have rejoined. And welcome to Rebrand. Welcome to the Dragonflies. So when your mother bought the Wildwood, had she been investigating Wildwood, or did someone just say, "Hey, we've got this haunted sanitarium. Are you interested in it?"
So actually, it's like a funny story. So, not a lot of people knew what we did because Salmik is like a very small town. Everywhere around here is very small, so like judgy people, that kind of thing. So, but one of her friends that she actually worked with, worked at, she had a second job and worked at the one gas station, and she saw my mom, getting gas, and she said, "Hey, like, are you still into that ghost crap?" And my mom's like, "Yeah, I guess." And then the lady's like, "Did you know the old hospital is for sale in town?" And my mom's like, "What the heck are you talking about? Like, I've lived here for 30, 40 years and I've never heard of an old like hospital. Like, what are you talking about?" And she's like, "Oh, well, it's over on Prospect Avenue. Like, you can't miss it. It's a giant stone house. Go check it out. There's a for sale sign on it." So my mom did and drove past it. And I mean, like, instantly, as soon as she saw this building, she was absolutely obsessed. She had dreams about it. It's all she would talk about. She probably toured the building like 3 or 4 times. And then it came down to, he said, "Look, Lori, if you're not gonna buy the building, I'm gonna list it with a realtor." And she knew if he did that, they would triple the price and everything else, and it would have been a mess to buy it through a realtor. So she, took the chance and did it, and here we are. She's still a huge part of the building too. She's, does tours as she can and everything. She's obviously getting a little older, so the stairs are super hard on her knees and everything, but she's still there all the time.
And you do, it looks like you do spooky tours, slumber
Yes.
parties.
Yeah.
an auction. There was an
Yeah, we,
auction.
we we do all sorts of different events. Yeah, those slumber party things, that's a newer thing Brooke is trying to do with Jen from what's her, how do you say her last name? Jen? I don't know how to pronounce her last name.
Her new group is the Appalachian Midnight Club, isn't it?
I'm gonna butcher her last name a lot. Girl Ducey?
Yeah, it's
Ducey?
something like that.
Ducey? I don't know how to say her
I
last
just always
I
call her
don't know.
Jen.
I just call her Jen too. I don't know how to say her last name. But she's a great lady. You can see the info on there with the spooky tours. So I'm trying to get to.
But yeah, we do
If she
a little
watches
bit of
this,
everything.
forgive me on that. But
But
yeah,
we do
no,
a little bit of
yeah,
everything.
we do.
I mean, even like birthday parties, we do school tours. Pretty much every year we have at least like 2 or 3 schools that come through. We have a senior center that is coming next year, which I think is really cool. There's like a little field trip. We've had photography clubs.
Yeah.
Obviously all the YouTubers, TikTokers. We've had a few other TV shows that we've been on too, and we just do a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, we
And
were
what
on
would
like some
you
radio
say
stations recently and stuff too. Just a
Yeah,
really cool.
radio
That is a really cool thing, like being like hearing something you're a big part of on the radio. It
Yeah,
was really neat. It was a really neat thing.
in
And they're
yourself
they're
too?
advertising the tours and stuff for us, and
Yep.
that's neat.
What would you say is the most troubling or terrifying encounter that you've had at the sanitarium?
Um, do you want
Seeing
to?
Tommy.
Well, I see. Yeah, yeah. I think the most recent thing is a few weeks ago now. Actually, it was like mid October roughly.
Yeah.
I actually seen. So there's a little boy spirit that we get a lot, and he goes by Tommy. And actually, I believe I seen him. I'm pretty sure it was him. Like it was kind of hard to tell facial features, but I seen this little boy literally peeking around the corner in the basement, and I was on the stairs going downstairs. It caught me completely off guard. I was just cleaning up. I wasn't trying to investigate or anything. So, me seeing this, it literally shook me to my core. I fell honestly on the stairs. I got scared, and it takes a lot for me to actually really get scared. I don't get scared easily. Like I do a lot of paranormal investigating. I do a lot of this stuff, and the catch me off guard like that and everything has to be really something, and that really shook me to my core. And like after seeing that, and then pausing for a moment, literally just being terrified, and then getting up and like I cased the whole house, looked through the whole building, everything, making sure because my first like my rational brain comes in. I'm thinking, oh, did someone break in the house, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm beginning to so I'm checking the cameras on my phone. Don't see anything. And I'm looking all around everything. I couldn't find anything. Couldn't find anybody. So like every rational part of me just went out the window. I'm like, that was definitely paranormal. Like that. But that's just what I like to do, though. Even I like to debunk things if I can. If I can figure out a rational, real reason of why this happened in like a more like connected way with real life. I'm not gonna say reality, like real life, like how we perceive the living. That's a better way to put it, I guess. Like so, me debunking all that and it being basically confirmed that it was paranormal was profound to me. It honestly just completely blew my mind. It's definitely one of the top paranormal experiences I've had there.
He came home and he was all shook up.
Oh yeah,
and stuff.
yeah. And I've had tons of experiences there though, but I've never actually. So I've seen shadow figures and stuff.
Uh-huh.
There, I've seen tons of shadow figures, tons of weird things, feelings being watched. This is my footsteps, all you name it. Honestly, I've never actually seen an apparition there. And that was the
Was it
first time.
because you actually saw the little boy that you
Yeah, well, I seen like the top half of his body like peeking
Uh-huh.
around the corner, and but that was enough to me to be like, wow, I couldn't even believe it. His face was like, it was almost like blurry though. It was like blurry, but I could tell the facial features that it was a child and like the height and everything. I could tell it was a child I was looking at, but it was hard to fully define the features.
Do you ever try to communicate with
Right.
him and be like, "Hey, what do you want?"
Oh yeah, he's one of our more active spirits,
Yeah.
so it doesn't fully surprise me that he manifested like that, but I've just never experienced that with him. Like I've had a lot of experiences with him,
but never seen.
but never seen
Never
him like
actually
that.
seen him.
I've seen, like I said, I've seen shadow figures and all these different things, but I've never actually seen him like that.
Is
And
anything
it was
different?
definitely
Have you
something.
been doing any new renovations or anything like that would give them the energy
Oh,
to
we're always.
Well, I mean, during
Yeah.
October, we had a group like.
Well, yeah, October was very busy too. I think maybe that stirred up a lot, and also just being October, like there was a lot of people coming in and out of there. It almost seemed like a lot of
They get
times,
angry.
like near that time,
They
mid
were getting
October, they were
angry
getting
and
kind of annoyed almost with how many people were coming through. Like we were getting evidence. Like I would do these tours, these ghost tours we call them, where I do like a history tour and then we investigate with them, the
Uh-huh.
people, and we were getting things of the spirit box that weren't so nice. Honestly, they were telling
Oh.
people to leave and
which is
all
normal.
kinds of swearing at
Yeah, that's not
swearing at them on the spirit box, which is like which I always thought was a pretty interesting thing when they swear at people over spirit boxes,
That's
because
different, though.
you don't really typically hear swearing on the radio. You don't really hear that. So for cuss words to come out like that it's definitely something. You can
Especially
really
the time period that,
yeah.
like, swearing back then was a big deal.
Well,
Um,
yeah, we
but
keep our spirit boxes on AM too usually, or typically AM. So like that's even weirder because like FM would, if anything, would have kind of swear
yeah.
words, right?
Yeah. I guess it depends on the channel. If it was
Yeah, I guess it depends. Yeah, but I don't know. I just don't normally hear that. I don't know. I guess it depends what type of spirit
there's
box
a
you're
new
using as well, though.
portal that was
I
open.
guess it could be debunked in ways. You could.
Was it a new portal that was opened, or were they just really annoyed?
Honestly,
It could be either, honestly.
yeah, I could.
We've been told by a lot of mediums that there's multiple portals in the house.
Yeah, especially one in the basement under the
in the
stairs.
basement
A lot of
under the
people say
stairs.
under the stairs in the basement. I've had a lot of
Mhm.
mediums come there and say that.
Yeah.
A lot. Yeah.
Seems like
Pretty
it would
common
be
thing.
a portal space because if it was a sanitarium, there was a lot of death and illness that was happening within the walls.
Yeah.
Well, when it was a sanitarium, they did most of their treatments actually in the basement, which
Oh.
sounds kind of weird, but they had a bathhouse down there, and that's how they did a lot of their treatments. So, like, they had rows of bathtubs, and they did different types of baths down there. They did something called electric battery baths, where they actually shocked you in the tub.
Oh.
They did all kinds of different things.
There's actually remnants of the tubs in the floor too. Like you can see
where the drains
where
were,
their drains were. Yeah, where some of the where the tubs were placed. There's some risen
like
cement
rings
to
on the
hold in like
floor.
water and stuff like that. There's a few different things that indicate like physical remnants of what it
Yeah.
was in the basement, which is really cool. That's one of the reasons why basement is actually one of my favorite places, is because of that.
Yeah.
Because you can like literally physically see what it was right there in the cement.
We interviewed Lorraine Warren before she passed away, and she told us something really interesting. She said that it's actually not Halloween time that is the most active for spirits. She said it's springtime during the resurrection of Christ is when
Okay.
she has noted that. And I just say that to you because it might be
Yeah.
something to note, like this spring is gonna, does it get active in the spring and then maybe during the solstices too? But
Interesting.
So, like, personally, over the years, I've noticed the most active month is actually November.
Oh.
Throughout the years and stuff, that's always what I've kind of noticed. And like, we have a guest book where people fill out their experiences and different stuff like that. And I don't know what it is about November, but it seems to be like the most active month usually at the house.
Yeah, and we like how she's saying we have that guest book and we have people's experiences dating all the way back years. We have we have multiple guest books filled out, full of like all these people all these different groups documenting their experiences. So like we can go back and like how she's saying November, we can go back to the Novembers, and she really is right because it seems like a lot in the Novembers people have the most profound experiences in November. It's really cool.
How
Actually,
long was it being used as a paranormal destination before your mom bought it?
It wasn't at all
Oh,
before she bought it. Yeah. It was known, so like on the county website, it said that it was like thought to be haunted, but no one ever like did anything there before we did. The family that owned it before us was kind of religious and everything else. So like they told us when we bought it that it was not haunted at all. They never experienced anything. And we're here now, but so no one ever really did paranormal stuff there before us.
Oh, the
It
groups now
sounds
speak for itself, though. I know my like had tons of experiences. Brooks had tons of experiences. We've had all these other people, hundreds of other people though that have had experiences and
We actually, I know our, so we call her the stray cat, but Alyssa is watching this right now. And so I actually met her over this past summer, and she was best friends with the previous owner's daughter growing up. So she kind of grew up around the house, which is kind of cool to have her as, like a tour guide and our friend and everything. And we live stream together and all that now. So that's kind of cool that she's a part of it,
I
still.
think I saw Alyssa in the chat a little earlier.
Yeah, I'm sure she said something. Yeah.
Yeah, her friend, your friend's family is still in it and stuff for everything, which it's really cool. It's really neat that
And she said like she didn't experience anything growing up, but there was always like a vibe. But it would have been hard to experience stuff because it was kind of like that local comfort spot for teens. Like, teens would hang out there and it was the hangout spot and everything. So it would have been hard to experience something, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you're starting to team up with other creators to create events and to promote. What do you have on the horizon? Do you have anything? I saw something was coming up for Christmas, wasn't there?
So December 14th, I think it is, we have Drew coming. And I'm really excited for him to come. He does amazing photography and runs all kinds of different events and stuff. He does a lot of stuff in Ohio and, all over. So we're really excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
And then in spring, we obviously have our girls' slumber party, which we'll all like wear pajamas and eat dinner together and then investigate a little bit.
Yeah.
And then in the morning, like eat breakfast and do all that together.
Yeah.
So we're really excited about that too. And just different stuff throughout the year and next year.
Yeah.
We're going to focus on doing a lot more of our own events next year instead of doing like Paracons and stuff like that. So definitely next year will be big for WildWood for doing events. And
might possibly do a little bit more in December too. Depends. Like it depends. We're still kind of. We may add more to it. Like it depends what happens.
We usually do something for Valentine's Day too. Like we'll do a dinner and an investigation.
Yeah.
We do all kinds of different things throughout the year.
It sounds like a lot of fun. So I do see here you have on December 21st open for a private overnight investigation. A private investigation includes up to 6 people from 7 p.m. to 10 a.m. We have full heat. Message me to book.
Yep. Yeah, so it's actually the people that had it booked and stuff are, they had some kind of like car issue or something, they said. But so they rescheduled for next year. Normally like was it like April, our Saturdays were booked for the year? Yeah, our Saturdays book like super far in advance. We're already pretty booked up for next year for our Saturdays. But so I gotta let you explain the overnights.
Oh yeah, so for the just in general with Anna. Yeah. So for the overnights we do up to 6 people and it's 300 plus a $50 deposit to hold the date. So equals to be about roughly like $50 a person, and like we do $50 per extra person above 6 people. So it's about like 50 a person roughly. And we have like the accommodations as you can see on our website. Like we have things like coffee, we have beds, heat, all that, and then you got like a full like working shower, things like that. And yeah, we tried to make it feel kind of like a home type vibe on like the first floor, and then like everything else you kind of get more into more spooky stuff. And like it's and a lot of people see the first floor as kind of like a central hub anyways, but like people have experienced a lot on the first floor. I've experienced a lot on the first floor. I actually had a bottle thrown at me on the first floor, which is the craziest thing. Like literally just, and it was another experience where I was literally just not even trying to investigate and this happened. And I also believe that was Tommy that did that to me as well. And I wouldn't be surprised if it is, because he's a very powerful spirit. He's one of the most active ones there, along with the doctors. The doctors come through often, but Tommy's definitely a big one there. And he was a little boy that actually he lived there during the apartment phase and drowned in the river down the street actually.
Yep.
And I see you're on TikTok, you're on Instagram, you're on Facebook. and you've got your own web page, and we will for sure put the links for all of this in
Yeah.
the show descriptions. You'll be able to view this over on YouTube. Today, we're coming to you on YouTube on both of our YouTube pages, Feel Good University and Parawoman Radio, and we're also coming to you on Facebook. So you'll be able to catch it on those 3 sites. Is there anything else that I'm missing that you think we should include?
Well, another thing I want to talk
That's about
about
it.
is just like in general, like we plan on doing more live streams. That's
Oh,
a thing that we've been like talking about a lot, and like I might live stream on that TikTok more. I normally, so we have a few different TikToks. It's kind of with social media, I kind of hop around a bit, like a little too much. I'm trying to consolidate. We have WildWood Wanderers is called, which was WildWood Crew, and I live stream on that. And then I also have like gaming TikToks, Orantes, and our personal TikToks. And I want to focus more on that one you're on right there, though. That one I'm gonna live stream on more soon, and I want to do like some probably solo live streams at WildWood, and then also some like things with maybe like Alyssa and Brooke and some other people and things like that. And I just want to throw that out there.
yeah. It looks like
For,
it.
yeah.
Album.
Those TikToks we had so much fun making.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's a scary doll too.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was yeah, we do a lot of fun things there. Though. And you know, the spirits, they love it though. They have a sense of humor too. That's the great thing about it is that they don't dislike us doing that, and they've shown us that too. They actually love it, even.
Good.
And we have a belief that having that kind of energy though actually helps increase activity.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
I'm sure it
being
does.
laughing, having a good time, like sometimes you don't have to take it super seriously all the time. Actually having that good positive energy, laughing, having a funny time, it's a good thing.
WildWood Sanitarium.
It is.
Not.
Good, John, yeah.
And it looks like you guys have fun doing it. And why do
Yeah.
something and not have fun?
Increases the vibrations, that's how we see it increases the vibration.
Oops, sorry. I'm trying to like
Okay.
silence the music. Okay, there we go. Thank you for helping me. Oh, so people have
Those are
contacted.
messages, yeah, that we've gotten from people. Yeah, we've
Thank
gotten a lot of sweet messages. Like this place has helped many people. It's touched a lot of people's hearts, and we've touched a lot of people's hearts. It's like the things that we're doing here. It's something special, and it's worth doing just because of that. Like
Oh, yeah.
it's never been about the money for us. It's never been about things like that for us. It's more than that. It's more than that. It really is and always has been. Like this place has done amazing things. Like it's the spirits too. They've connected people with their past loved ones. We witnessed people cry over talking to their grandmas, aunts, uncles, brothers, sisters that passed, getting messages from them, things like that. Literally, like witness people leaving this place weeping, literally weeping, and like saying like, "Oh, I gotta come back here at some point." Like giving us hugs and everything, and like it's just moments. They're just so genuine, they're just so raw, and it just makes it all worthwhile.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
The
and
mil-
it looks like
the
people are loving it. Hands down, my favorite place to visit. What an amazing trip. I did, loved every minute. Definitely will be coming back. This was such a great investigation.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the house definitely still wants to be like a place of healing. Like
Mhm.
I always joke too, like it's so funny. Like we'll come to the house during the summer to open for a group or mow the lawn or whatever, and like we'll have these like ladies in our yard and they're like, oh yeah, like we're just grounding and the place has such good energy and we love it here. Or also something that's really weird too is the yard is covered in mushrooms. Like
Oh,
giant ones too. Like they grow on the trees and stuff, which I think is interesting. I don't know, but
interesting.
and there's tons of like wildlife there too. Like stray animals are always attracted. Like people will post like, "Oh, I'm missing my dog" or whatever else, and then we'll go to Wildwood and it'll be there on the porch. Like just weird things like that.
Yeah.
When you have guests come, what's the most surprising evidence that anyone's ever found to you?
Well, I'll talk about more on the Tommy thing, which I actually forgot to add about this, which is super interesting. The experience I talked to you about with Tommy, where I seen him in the basement, is actually later that day. There were some people that actually came by and they were coming back, revisiting actually, and they told me that they seen a little boy in the basement the last time I was there, peeking around the corner.
Uh-huh.
And it was really crazy to hear that because of what I just experienced. It was almost like they showed me what happened to these people that are coming beforehand.
Yeah.
Blew my mind. Absolutely blew my mind. I was like, I was lost. I lost for words at first. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. And I told them what happened to me, and we were, we all didn't know what to think of the situation. It was absolutely, we were freaking out. It was definitely something.
I think one of my craziest ones that like I saw the video of and everything, like I was talking earlier, how those one girl, it was just her and her boyfriend, they're alone. They're a younger, they do like a lot of TikTok stuff and everything, and she sat in the front room with the mirror once. It used like we used to just have the pieces sitting on like a coffee table, so it was still there, people could see it and everything from Paranormal Lockdown. And in the video you can just see her sitting there. She's just got her EVP recorder and she's, you know, doing EVPs and stuff. And then all of a sudden you see the mirror and the lamp that's sitting with it just fly and hit this poor girl.
Oh yeah.
And she screams like she's genuinely terrified and everything.
Yeah,
And just seeing that video.
Posted that too, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's on TikTok.
Paracurious?
Paracurious.
Paracurious or
But
something?
just seeing that, like, that was freaky to me. And they texted it to me. And we were actually at like a Paracon or something when they sent it to me. And that is also funny too because they came and they were a group, like they said the first night that they came, they didn't really get much. And I felt bad and everything else. So I'm like, come another night. Like I want you guys to really get a good experience. So I just let them come another night and you know, then they caught the most craziest stuff we've seen. So it was really cool.
It's really exciting that you have all that happening, and you can never predict what happen paranormal
Right.
wise.
Oh
So
yeah. Oh
don't
yeah,
ever
for
feel
sure.
bad if somebody doesn't catch something because you know you got something there. Because I can tell that you've got something there just by all your comments and the things that are
Mhm.
being said and all the you've got a lot of footage out there.
Yeah.
I would love to have you back and actually go over some of your footage and show it to the audience and review
Mhm.
it. I just didn't have time to pick anything in particular out for tonight because I wanted to get as much in as I could.
Yeah, no, definitely we
Yeah.
could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so if people want to reserve, I did put up, I did see that you have a contact you. Let me put it back up on the stage. Where they can contact you, but how do they actually go about reserving?
So they can either go to our website that has a little book now button on it, and it takes you to our online booking system, which is called Peak. And basically, you select what kind of experience that you want, and then it pulls up a calendar, and you pick your open date, and then you go through. It asks you a couple of questions, how many people you're gonna have, stuff like that, and then you can also just message like our Facebook page or message either of us on Facebook, and you know we can manually book the building for you too.
Okay, so I'll put the links for everywhere, and right here up on on screen, you can see that they have their phone number. If you want to give them a call, you'll also be able to reach them by Facebook, or I'll do Facebook and TikTok for you as
Okay.
well,
Okay.
because I heard those were the two that you use, right, the most.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, you're absolutely right. You do have to decide what social you're going to focus on and then
Mhm.
kind of branch from there.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
because we do Facebook and YouTube, and now we're finally starting to branch
Yeah.
out because once you get your foothold in one area, then you're like, okay, I can finally breathe and move on. So,
Yeah.
Right. Right. Yeah.
really,
Yeah. It's just something in general. It's like the whole TikToks thing, I feel like I just branched out with TikTok too much. Like I have too many different TikToks, but I was also trying to experiment, and I was trying to figure out which topics worked and which didn't, and
Mhm.
like which because like certain things would take off for me. Like I have a TikTok, for example, with like movie clips, and that one's like taken off immensely. But I'd rather my paranormal stuff,
Right.
like, because I literally have a video has like 3 million views and like few hundred thousand on some of them and everything. And for this movie clip TikTok, I'm like, that's not what. But I want it. But I want my paranormal stuff to take off, like, and I have my gaming TikTok too, and I want that to take off like that. And, like, it's just like things like that. I'm like I wish. Like I want the WildWood one to take off that way though.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's certain times though, and I honestly, so it was so busy in October, and I wish I would have posted more on a lot more of my socials. I posted on Facebook a lot, and then like some TikToks in there, but I really should have like had like content pre-made ready to
Mhm.
go for October, and that's probably something I'm probably gonna do for next year. Is I'm gonna pre-make a whole lot of videos to upload during October, because October, it's everyone's involved in the parent everyone's involved in this kind of stuff in October.
Mhm.
Other than like there's the community all around for all year round for the paranormal, but in October everybody's into spooky stuff,
Mhm.
right? Like,
Mhm.
and that's a time to really get super noticed. I feel like that's the time to
Mhm.
really branch out more.
Mhm.
And
Well,
then
you'll have
that's
time this year to plan for it for this
yeah. It's basically a lesson learned. It's a lesson learned for the future. Like essentially, like that's something I'm starting to learn is that I need to start pre-making content. Like
uh,
instead of making it in the moment. But I have really bad ADHD, so like that's what I do a lot is I do things in the moment. And
uh-huh.
the pre-planning thing with the content is definitely something I've been keeping in mind though, and starting to realize is a big thing, because I can get all this content all at once, and that could be all set for like I do it all and say with like September or August or whatever, and then by the time October comes around, I have videos to upload all day long every day in October or something. I could just constantly push out.
We do
And
that with our lives. We'll like now that we have this live, I'll take it and I'll pick the live apart and like edit it into like shorter videos,
yeah,
shorts and stuff like that. And so you could probably just go back and get some of your old content and just edit things now, and then you can schedule where it comes
right.
out
Right. I
whenever.
do have a lot of content. Like the one thing I did do this October though is I did record a lot of content, but I didn't go through it enough because I was so busy. We had tours every day. We had
Yeah.
groups at Wildwood every day. Um, so the ones that like the people I toured around and stuff, and I did ghost tours, but the ones that were like okay with me filming and stuff, filming our things we were getting, that I filmed some stuff, and I created all this content over the months. I just haven't really gone through a lot of it. I have a lot. I really do. I just need to sit down, go through all of it, and clip it all together. And by the time you're right, like by the time October comes around, I can use that. Even if it's older
Mhm.
footage, it's still good footage. When it comes to paranormal, it's still good, valid things.
Mhm.
Because even though, yeah, what happened a year ago, it's still evidence that it happened, though.
Yep.
That's just
You can do this, and if you need help, just let us know, and we're happy to help you with anything.
Awesome.
oh,
Yeah.
for
Thank
sure.
you.
Yeah, it was very nice talking to you.
It was really great talking to both of you, and I hope you'll come back and visit us.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. This is a great
Okay.
time.
All right. Bye, Zach. Bye, Brooke.
Hey, bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Okay. Like I said, we will be putting the link to everything in the show notes. That is Zach and Brooke of WildWood Sanitarium, located in New York. They are all over the internet. I urge you to go and say hi to them. If you have this is day one of our live miss. If you have anything that you want to see us covering, we're going to be doing 25 days of Christmas leading up to Christmas. So if you have anything you want us to bring to you during these 25 days, feel free to email me at parawomenradio@gmail.com. Thank you so much, Heavenly, for being our moderator tonight. I love you, honey. Thank you, everyone, for being in chat. Hollywood, and if I missed, I know I saw other people coming through, but when I don't have anybody else here, it's hard for me to pay attention to chat. interview and do everything that I want to do. So I apologize if I was a little wonky tonight. Just know that if nobody's told you this today, and even if they have, I'm still going to tell you this. I love you guys so, so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys. Hi, guys. Welcome to Para Women Radio. I'm Amy.
Carefully strumming this old guitar, words rolling out into the fire. Never ask why my heart burned blue. Here in the haze where you inspire me. Here in the darkness I hear my cue. Time to find some solitude. Here where my soul bleeds openly, deep in the heart of sin and you. Here in the blue, I'm falling deep into you. Here in the blue, I'm dancing with you tonight, and it feels fine. Carefully strumming this old guitar again, words rolling out into